Okay, so welcome. Today we're going to do a little live, just so I can share something that I find to be a helpful tool, okay, in connecting with silence. And although there are multiple ways of connecting with silence, I am going to show you one of my favorites. All right? Yes, hoo-hoo, there's one of my favorite peeps here. All right, so this is what I want you guys to do. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen one of these little tools here, right? All right, so for those that don't know, this is actually a Tibetan singing bowl, okay? And its purpose really is just one of those. I'm sure we've all heard them. They come in multiple sizes, multiple materials that they're made out of. But I really like these, and the reason for it is because they generate a frequency that is in alignment to help you connect with who you really are. They're very popular, actually. So, but we're not going to use it to play around with it as usual. We're going to use it to actually connect with silence. So this is what I want you to do. If you have one, play along with me. You grab it, okay, and instead of rotating and normally playing with it, I want you to do this. You just strike it on its belly, right, on the side. Okay. While you're doing this, I want you, obviously you're going to hear it, so you're picking up its frequency, correct? But now, as you hear it dying out, like going silent, just dropping down, when it goes totally silent, I want you to connect with the silence. Okay? This is just a tool. So we strike it, we listen to it, we pay attention to the frequency and the vibration that it's sending out. And when it totally stops, you just focus on the silence. All right? And then you can repeat. So it would go like this, right? Connect with silence right there. You can close your eyes if you like. You can keep them open. Doesn't really matter. This is just an exercise for you to connect with silence. That's all this is, okay? This is a wonderful tool that I really like. Like I've said before, there are multiple tools that you can use to create with silence. One of them is, like I've said other times, like inner awareness of the body. What do you call it? Awareness of your surroundings and the silent moments, because there's always silent moments around you. Even when you're in a very noisy room, for example, there are moments that are silent and you can actually connect with that silence. But like I said, this tool is a very wonderful tool, and I'm going to repeat it one more time just because I love it. You follow through and you connect with silence when it stops. All right, and on that note, let's see what everybody has to say here. Let's see who's connecting. Valerie, thank you very much for this, Valerie. Who else is here? Any questions that any of you might have? Love your videos and your work. Okay, thank you very much. That came from Ma, I guess. Okay, Lucas. Hi, Lucas. Thank you for connecting. Hi, hello Maya, hoo hoo. Yes, Wisen Coach, thank you for connecting. Love to see you here, love to be connected with you. And thank you for your wonderful comment. The healing sound, absolutely, this is a healing sound. Just like I said before, it generates a frequency that we as humans in this physical realm, I guess, we love to connect because it connects us with who we really are. And actually, it's not just us. Animals love this frequency, this vibration. Plants, if you have some plants around you, that's another key trick. If you have a plant in the room or in your house that's not doing too well, for whatever reason, plants sometimes get sick just like humans and they tend to, dying off. You can actually take this little singing bowl and use its frequency to heal your plants if you like, right? But in this case, you would actually play it. You wouldn't just strike it, or you can do both. So, okay. Hello from England. England, thanks for being here. I'm glad that you connected from England. I'm glad that you connect from everywhere else around the world. Like I've said, time, space, location doesn't matter. We are all here right now as one, and I love this. Okay, Yassas Kesasas. Hello, Greece. I'm glad you're on board. There's another wonderful question coming from Evandelwood, I believe. So the question is, what happens to the soul after we die? Very good question. It's a very common question. Why? Because a lot of us are just curious. A lot of us just want to know what happens to the soul after you die. My answer to you is it continues on. It has a journey and it just moves on, continues on. It's like going from one room to the next room and you just carry on. So that's what happens. Of course, other things in between as well, but that's the main thing. All right. I have one. Okay, I did buy it in 1986, I believe. I think it was. That's awesome. Yes, there's multiple Tibetan bowls actually. They come in all shapes, forms, sizes, and different materials as well. I believe some of them are made even out of crystals. So they're wonderful, wonderful toys. I call them toys because to me that's what it is. It's a toy and a tool to connect with who I really am. Okay, Marion, do you think extraterrestrials could harm us? I have had a very disturbing dream, them contacting me. Okay, so is there a possibility of aliens trying to harm us? There always are possibilities, of course, but I wouldn't be too worried about it because, again, we are talking about physical realms, and who you really are can never be hurt, can never be harmed, can never be destroyed. So, on that note, on the physical form, any civilization that is that far advanced, I believe that it wouldn't have an intention to hurt any other civilization because they would already be advanced, not just in technology, but also in connecting with who they really are. So I wouldn't really worry about it that much. Okay. Octavian, I believe, thank you for your inner sharing. Okay. You're most welcome, my friend. Glad that you're here. Can you take any sound scale? Very good question. Yes, you can. You can use any sound to do this. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Tibetan bowl. The reason I like a Tibetan bowl, it's just because the sound is consistent, the frequency is consistent, and I like the way it just rings and just, ripples down slowly and gently. It connects me, at least, with who I really am. And I'm sure it does the same for a lot of people. And that's why it's very popular. But you can use anything, yes. 432 hertz would be good. Yes, it would. 432 is an excellent number. But then again, let's not get too technical with numbers, because the idea is this. The idea is if something feels good to you, then follow it through. That's the whole goal here. Love and light. God bless. Love and light to you as well, my friend. Okay, that's another great question from Maya, I guess. Can you tell us about your journey and how you came to understand all of this? So, I've said it numerous times before. My journey was not an instant journey. There's a lot of people that have had instant journeys after usually going through a very rough time in their life, because for whatever reason, when you are at your lowest level or your deepest level, you see the light. And there's a reason for that, because you cannot know the light unless you've discovered what darkness is. Okay? And that's what this is all about. So my journey was actually a slow and progressive one. It came along slowly and slowly and slowly, through different ways, I guess, right? And then one day, I started getting all these images in my mind, started getting downloads and different feelings, and that's how my journey started. But it wasn't like an immediate one. It was a gradual one that took a very long time. Thank you for asking that question. Vancouver Island. Hello, Vancouver Island. We love you very, very much. It's a beautiful island. Anybody that's not from Canada, Vancouver Island is in Canada. It's in the West Coast, and it's surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful place to be. Hello, Rachel. Nice of you to connect. Nice having you all here. Okay, Yasu from Toronto. Yasu Relavedimu, Nasekala. Toronto actually is a city that I lived in for many, many years. And I know Toronto very, very well. And I love Toronto. Holland. Can you take any sound scale? Yes, you can. I've already said that. UK, yes. Michelle, hello to you too. Hello from Austria. Wow, the whole world is here today. Got Holland, I got Austria, I got Germany, I got England. And who knows how many more will pop up. Canada, of course. Thank you all for connecting. All right, can you talk about law of attraction? Do you believe in it? This comes from, can't really see the name. Duncan, I believe. Duncan, okay. Doesn't matter. So law of attraction is a very popular law these days. Seems like everywhere you turn, you see law of attraction coming up. So law of attraction is more, the way I see it, it's more of a law of vibration, because everything is about vibration after all. And you attract what you are. So it's not so much trying to attract something, it is more being what you want to attract. And just one of the best ways to do this, actually, instead of trying to attract things, because the minute you try to attract things, what is actually happening is you're showing lack of, and that's not what you want to show. So instead, become fully aware and fully present in the present moment. And by doing this, your thoughts will stop, or they will gradually stop, I should say, or they're going to become less important to you. And what happens is you connect with everything around you, and you are complete where you are. And by being complete and fulfilled, with where you are in the present moment, everything around you just folds into place. So that is the updated version of the law of attraction, I might say. Great question. I hope I answered it for you. Awesome. Very good. Hello from Germany, of course, Germany. All right. Do you ever fear being incarnate to big suffering, famine, and etc.? Okay. So this is a very good question. And let me tell you something about this, okay? Fear is not a natural state. Okay, you use the word fear here, that's why I'm saying this. Fear is not your state. Fear is the opposite of love and light. Okay? You are a being of love and light. Fear is not you. So, having said this, if you cross onto the other side and you do have fear in you, it is a great possibility that you might incarnate in a scenario like that. But I wouldn't really be concerned, because when you cross over to the other side, you connect with who you really are, and fear is not part of your journey anymore. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. Hello from Switzerland. There we go. Hello, Switzerland. Love your mountains, love the Alps, love your skiing, love your snow, love your culture. I love you guys. Thank you for connecting. Where from, if I may ask? All right. Yes, you may ask. Originally born in Greece, but currently living in Canada. That's where I'm at right now. All right. Believe in law of attraction. Okay, I answered that earlier. How to manifest correctly. This is how to manifest correctly. I answered it earlier. The way to manifest is by being completely aware of the present moment and completely content and in love with the present moment. Everything else will follow. You do not want to try to manifest something. Why? Because by you trying, just trying, shows lack of. And in my book, that's a no-no. Just be content with where you are and everything else will unfold. Believe me. All right. Big fear of death, not being able to breathe. Absolutely, you're not the only one of having that kind of fear. I would say that most of us have that kind of fear of not being able to breathe, but I can reassure you something, that your soul, who you really are, exits the body and leaves the body way before this even takes place. So, don't be afraid, my friend. All right, ever heard of someone having the same dream every night for years with slight variations? Yes, I have. It is very, very possible that you can have the same dream over and over and over again with slight different variations. The reason for this is mostly because your subconscious mind is trying to communicate something to you. And the only person that can figure this out is you yourself only. Nobody else can help you in this. The way you do this is you see every symbol in your dream and what they mean to you. For example, if you see an apple in your dream represents something different to you than what it would represent to me. So you take that symbol, I'm just bringing that as an example, the apple, for example, okay? You figure out what the apple means to you in the dream, and then you figure out what is going on in the dream state in alignment with the apple, okay? And once you figure this out, you will figure out exactly what the message that your subconscious is trying to send you, and then from there, your dream will stop reoccurring. That's how you stop this. Wise and Coach, hello, hello, my friend. I know you're in Germany. Love it. Listen, top solfeggio frequencies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wise and Coach, yes. The solfeggio frequencies are fantastic. There's multiple frequencies, and they are all good, and they all serve their own purpose. Okay. Danny, any other questions that we might have here? The initiation plan is important. Absolutely. It really is important. I totally agree with you. Susan is here. Thanks for sharing your story. Not a problem, Susan. We all have a story, and we all have something to share, and we all have something to contribute to this reality, to this planet, to everybody else around us. We're constantly coming in contact with people, animals, plants, everything around us, keep in mind, is conscious in some form or another, in some level or another. And we all learn from everybody else. You have something to learn from me, and I have something to learn from you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be when you come in contact with somebody, like physically, I'm saying, right? It can be through the media, it can be through different ways, it can be through a book or any other way, right? Because energy is energy, and it just keeps moving on. Thank you for this comment, Susan. All right. My dad just died. Is he well now? You know, this is a very, very common question. People ask about their loved ones on the other side. It's only normal that you would want to know if they are well on the other side. My answer to you is they couldn't be better. They couldn't be better. Okay, that should tell you something. They are always watching over you. They are always looking over you. But once they cross, they are not just your dad. They've connected with who they really are. And the portion that you are connecting with, that you call your dad, once crossed over, is a much larger portion. So the wisdom that they have to share with you is incredible. So yes, your dad is more than just well. So Rachel just asked, how do you know if you are getting a download? It's a very, very good question, Rachel. The way I know it, for everybody else it might be different. It's just like randomly I might be sitting somewhere or even walking or talking with somebody, and instantly I'm just going to feel goosebumps out of nowhere, and I'm just going to get information that, generally speaking, I didn't know before or I didn't have before. And that's how I know that I'm getting a download. So I would assume that for everybody else it might be something similar, but not necessarily the same. Okay, love from Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton, we're not too far actually. We're only about, I would say, 3 hours away from where I am. So thank you for connecting. Hello to you too. Hi, Scooter. Love you guys. Okay, so fear of suffering in the next incarnation. Okay, like I've said before, fear is not who you are. Fear is not part of you. And I would strongly suggest to drop even the word fear, okay? Because the minute you start thinking fear, only fearful thoughts will be coming to you, all right? So stop using that word, just my recommendation, of course, and you wouldn't have to worry about your next incarnation. Your higher self knows what it's got to do, okay? And I wouldn't worry about it. You're just worried about it in this physical realm, but your higher self is highly intelligent. and it knows what to do in its next incarnation. So no worries there. Hello to you too. All right. I'm in Hamilton too. There you go. You guys are, there's some Hamiltonians here. You guys can connect. Hello, I am glad you are here from Halifax, Nova Scotia. There's another wonderful place. I was in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Beautiful city, beautiful place to be. I almost came back this summer, but I caught up doing other activities. Thank you for connecting from Halifax. Okay, you feel goosebumps and get an idea. That's right. Thank you for answering this, Wizened Coach. Okay, cool. Botswana's here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Germany, of course. Hello from New Zealand. There we go. What time is it in New Zealand? And then I have South Africa there too. Wow, you guys are, is it like 16 hours away, time-wise? But thank you for connecting. Love you all. I love everybody, regardless of where you are. Good day from Australia. There we go. Now Australia jumped in too. Those are actually all countries that I would love to visit, just because your culture, your people in general is something that I want to experience firsthand. Love you all. Thank you for connecting. Netherlands is here. Love it. Law of attraction is based on quantum physics. Absolutely. Wizened Coach, you are very, very wise. For sure. It is. Hello from Palm Springs, CA, California, of course. Yeah, can you make my day? Thank you. Well, I hope I made your day just by connecting with you. Thank you for connecting from California. Beautiful place to be. And of course, the beautiful USA. You are neighbors to me. As a matter of fact, I live on the border between Canada and US. And every time I go for a walk, I see the beautiful US, my neighbors, right beside me. Love you guys. Thank you for connecting. Wizened Coach, okay. I always wanted to become an archaeologist. How I will join the excavation in Turkey. Now I will join the excavation in Turkey. Okay, I see what you mean. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Please let me know how this excavation is going on and how you are progressing, because those are some wonderful, wonderful places to be in. They're very, very historic for sure. Okay, Carolyn, I am connected with you. Thank you. I'm connected with you as well. And on that note, we are all connected in one way or another. But thank you for connecting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your wonderful comment. All right. This is another beautiful question coming from Constance, I believe. What are your thoughts on the days before end times? All right. I need a sip of coffee for this one, because I'm going to tell you something that might shock you. That's why I'm having a coffee. So there are no end times, okay? End times is something created. I don't know why, maybe to create fear among people. But what I can tell you, Constance, that everything is played out right here, right now. And once you realize this, you will realize what kind of power you really, really have. And everything around us is energy, and so is your body, so are you. So end times really, really doesn't apply. Because like I said, you might think of the planet ending or something happening. For you, or for all of us, even if it happened now, you wouldn't even probably notice it because you would just walk in from one dimension and go to a different dimension or different reality. I wouldn't be worried about that. And definitely I wouldn't be afraid of it. But great question, thank you. All right, Luke, howdy neighbor, New Zealand here. Thank you for connecting, Luke. Really, really love it. You guys are so wonderful. I love the way you are actually connecting, and I love the way you communicate back and forth. Okay, who's this? Jeet? Okay. Can you show me your telekinesis skills? There you go. This is wonderful. So those of you that want to know about telekinesis, which is a Greek word, again, like usual. But anyway, telekinesis, my friends, happens all the time. We just don't realize it. How? Simply by you even, for example, observing something the day before and the next day all of a sudden it's not there because it might have dropped or it might have moved, somebody moved it or whatever. That's also telekinesis. I wouldn't be so concerned about showing something or about you trying to do telekinesis. What I would be more concerned about is you understanding the energy behind it and how you can use this energy to your benefit, because telekinesis is just a tool for you to understand how powerful you really, really are. And if you can understand this, moving a little object will become very minimal in a scale of 1 to 10 for you when you realize that you can do much greater and bigger things with that power. But that's awesome. Fear is taught, 1000%. Fear is taught. Okay. Wisen's coach, reincarnations on Earth will stop now. Time of prison Earth is over. I love the way you think. It's a very, very interesting concept. And I do agree with you in a lot of different things here. Human consciousness in general is rising and it's growing, and people are connecting with who they really are. And once they are connected with who they really are, all this prison, if you want to call it, will end, yes, because you understand who you really are. Hello from Kelowna, BC. I see we have a few people here from BC. I love that. Hello, my friends. Hello from Scotland. Good evening. Scotland, thank you for connecting. I really, really love this. Fear is illusion. Absolutely, fear is an illusion. Baby girl, hey, how's it going? I'm doing well. How are you? I see a few of you are actually sharing the live. EDAG just shared it as well. Thank you for sharing. If you think that more people can benefit from this, please feel free to share. So like I said, I'm going to do it again. Just so a few other people, I see a few other people connected here, so I just want to show what I wanted to do originally. So the point of this video was for you to have a tool to connect with silence. And even though this is a Tibetan singing bowl, I'm using it to show you how to connect with silence. Normally, you would kind of like play around with it, right? Just because it's generating a frequency and you just pick up its vibration. But in this case, like I said at the beginning of this live, what I want you to do, if you have one, just strike its belly, follow it through until it reaches the end. And when it reaches the end, just connect with silence. So you follow it as it climbs and you follow it as it declines right down to silence. And you connect with that silence, okay? And when you connect with that silence and you do this multiple times, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. It's going to connect you with who you really are. All right, try it out. Let me know what you think of it if you have a Tibetan bowl. And on that note, I'm going to cut this a little short. Love and light to all. and no matter what you do, be the greatest you. I love you all very, very much. I love the fact that you all connected. You all took time from your personal lives to connect with me, and I really appreciate that. So I want you to be at your best, and you can do it simply by just being present in the present moment and not believing your thoughts, because most of the time your thoughts are just leading you astray. So wherever you are, in whatever part of this world, you have yourselves a great day, night, evening, doesn't matter what it is. I love you all very, very much. Have a great one. Thanks for connecting.